and leave you guys to get kill and kill artists. Meanwhile, we'll introduce some players for some ZvT action. Another best of 3 from Takes Penthouse Party number 3. The bottom right hand side is going to be the blue Zerg player from Team Liquid. Give it up, guys, if you're going to be cheering on TLO. To the upper left hand side, our red Terran player is going to be from our team. It's Dayshi. He took down Hurricane 2-0 to get here. TLO, obviously, we just saw taking down Probe 2-1. Some fun games so far. I think what I'm loving so far about all of this is just seeing so many different players today. So many different players, so many different games being played out. And it's turning out to be pretty awesome so far. So yeah, that's set up, guys. We're going to see Hatch Gas Pool, the opening from TLO in the super early stages. Getting ready to go in towards that here. It's just going to be seeing the Extractor finishing up. So Extractor finishes up. Nothing really too crazy then in the super early stages of all of this. So again, just getting set up, just getting rolling here. Never seriously today. Does the bracket automatically update? No. The bracket will only update when someone updates it. So it's not completely up to date. I guess there is a bracket which is up to date. Let me do this then, actually. Edit command bracket. Just because some people prefer to use certain brackets instead. There you go. The challenge bracket will be a bit more up to date, but some people prefer the Liquipedia just to look at it a bit more easily. There you go, you got both now. But the challenge bracket, I think, a bit more up to date overall right now. Obviously, a lot of games going on, so hard for people to always keep the Liquipedia fully updated. It is just a community updated site. We set up into this. Reaper, we're going to move in towards the natural expansion. Going to look for some down shear. Grenade goes down and drone. Get blasted a little bit, does become an extractor in time. A little bit of a weird kind of flight there for a moment or two as this fight begins. Interesting, obviously one of these players will finish first in their group to move to the round of 16 tomorrow, which I think they'll kind of appreciate. Obviously generally finishing first in your group is better because you get a bit more of a... You're generally going to face against players who finish second in their group in round of 32. You face 2 of them and 1 other first place finishes, so it's generally just going to be a bit of an easier group for you. Especially when you consider some of the Korean players are going to be, well, I guess most of the Korean players not having a great day so far, but, you have someone like Solo who's finished first in his group, or Cyril. I think you'd rather kind of hit, have less of a chance of meeting 2 of those guys in the round of 16. Round of 8 is where the money starts for this event, of course. That's the most important part of all of this. You're going to see there's a couple of Lings coming over to the left-hand side already. A couple of Hellions on the way out as well here from Dayshi. Signing up and getting ready to go. A couple of Lings will come in and just strike in towards this middle line. Again, just seeing what they can get up to over the next few moments. Cloak on the way up on the Banshee. We're going to be seeing the Tech Lab finishing on the barracks. And again, Hellions coming in to get another Zerglin kill. 4 drones going down actually as the first couple of Hellions just running by. Can he get one more kill? He'll go for it, but he doesn't quite target fire the correct drone. And TLO is, well, 4 workers down for 2 Hellions. It's okay-ish, but it shouldn't really happen. 2 Hellions just take so long to kill workers that 4, you should have plenty of time to respond, get units in position, block them, split drones. Just don't feel like 4 should be killed by 2 Hellions. Obviously, when you go to 4 Hellions and they start one-shotting workers as a group of 4, obviously they do that group of 3, but if you're reacting Hellions, you don't usually have 3. Then it just means that you have that stage where, okay, 2 volleys is kind of very easily 4 workers, whereas now, to get 4 workers and 2 volleys, you really have to just be messing up a bit as TLO, I think. So, again, I mean, it's a very minor thing. It's not going to be game ending, but it's definitely nice for Dayshi. He will be going into a bio follow-up with that Simpak on the way. His first Banshee coming to the 3rd base here in a moment. And let's see how much damage you can do with this. As for now, he actually gets pushed away by these Queens. So that Banshee has to pull back just slightly here. Smoke all about to finish up just about on time, just a little bit late. You can see this Banshee just about getting away full of health, but that Scorpion is about to finish. Has to be careful and does move back once again. Finding some drones between the bases actually. Dayshi once more is dealing some good damage in the early stages. TLO just taking in his stride though, just continuing drones super heavily. A few Lings here and there, but mostly just drones. to keep ahead on that worker count. Still 54 to 40. And Banshee just getting a single creep tumor here as well, denying that creep. Pretty natural in the third. Could make later defenses much more difficult to approach. Will obviously hinder the creep threat throughout the rest of the game as well. Banshee coming straight up to the right hand side, and we'll get rid of one drone right from the get-go. And he's coming up into this position, and again, just going to be seeing the Zerglings of TLO moving through the south side. A few Hellions moving out from Dayshi as well now to try and set up something a little bit else, something a little bit different. +1/+1 upgrades for Dayshi now currently on the way, and we're just going to be seeing that lair as well. We'll be finishing in a few moments' time. Drones going down. We're just going to be seeing the Lings trying to come in as well. The Queens also coming forward to try and do a little bit more. The Zerglings again blocking. This time 4 workers against the 4 Hellions I don't really mind so much. Again, that feels like a much more reasonable way to lose workers. In fact, TLO should be highly happy for that, because 4 Hellions is quite an investment. 4 workers is obviously cheaper than that, plus the fact it's now the map control disappeared. The Hellions are no longer a threat on the map. Marines, a tank, couple of medevacs going to start pushing forward from Dayshi, as we do see a few Zerglings just going to run on over, and they're going to see the third base. They'll block that from landing just to force some units to come and deal with it. Even if it only takes a few seconds, there's still a few more seconds. There's an SCV building, for example, and so on and so on. Meanwhile, drop to the south side of the map. Dayshi looking to keep up the pressure for himself at the moment, looking to push on forwards and see what he can do next as he continues to go in towards this now. We'll be unloading over here. Just going to be seeing right away that Overlord is going to get picked off. So it's nice little pick off. Little bits like this add up through the course of a game, of course. Banshee, I love that. Just positioned above the 4th base, looking to pick up a worker if it moves on over to become the 4th. Or something. TLO +1 Carapace is on the way out. He will be actually down in upgrades momentarily, with 1-1 about to finish from the Terran. As he goes into 2-1, he'll once again take that slight upgrade lead. Overall, it will just be balancing itself out. Nothing really too much of an advantage to talk about there. I mean, there is very slight advantages, and maybe if very slight upgrade timings do get hit, then sure, you're going to be maybe taking a lead because of that, but it isn't something that's going to immediately happen here. The Banes, though, only 5 workers going down. Felt as though it could have been much worse right from the get-go. Rack's still setting up another factory coming down over in the main base too. These Lings and Hydras setting up a few Banes now as well. A couple of Dropper Lords coming into play. Intrigued to see what TLO looks to use the Drop Lords for in the next few moments, as we do see the Lings taking the lead right now for TLO. So Lings taking the charge at the moment. Some Hydras just behind him. And seeing how that turns out, I guess. Lingbane Hydra it is. And as we see this push getting ready to come down in towards the 3rd base from the right hand side. Spain's arriving. Here comes the Ling Hydra pushing through as well. And the single bunker's not going to last too long. It's really a bunker that's designed to defend against. Oh no, TLO! Okay. For a moment I was like, oh my god, he's accidentally rolling his Banelings into the CC. But actually, maybe that was intentional. It's not something you usually go for, because if you roll the Banelings into a command center, it's generally inefficient to the point of you just open yourself up to a massive counterattack, right? You roll 17 Banes into a CC, something that's 17 Banes you don't have to defend anymore. But that made sense, you know, if it was his intention to just kill the CC, then sure, that's maybe not so bad. If he feels he's far enough to have to go for that, and obviously it was, because he was getting rid of it with the Hydras and stuff as well. He backed away as soon as he killed it, so he obviously knew what he was going for, which is obviously usually you leave the Hydras to attack a CC and you maybe run the Banes into the SCV line. So obviously then you get lifted up, and once you lift it up, those Zerglings can't help out and the CC never actually goes down. This was TLO's commitment to make sure that the CC went down. A couple of fake Dropper Lords going in towards the main base. They have nothing in them. There's going to be seeing Lings and Hydras just going to keep pushing forwards, and well, this is going to be a very dead 4th base once again. It's a cancel this time around. It'll still go down. So these Dropper Lords not actually faking Dayshi out at all. Maybe not just paying attention to them, because obviously there's so much currently going on around the entirety of the map. He does trade well here, kiting backwards against those Banes, etc. So good trade in that regard. We're just going to be seeing a couple more Banes going down. Hydras fighting once again though, and +2 Cavalry is going to more or less do the job to keep them safe enough against that number of Marines. Another tank sieging up on the high ground. few more lurkers on the way out as well, and just going to be seeing TLO opening another attack pathway up here and along down in towards this base. Obviously will be a very powerful position. Dayshi double expanding in case one CC gets cancelled. He'll have another one as a backup soon enough. That medevac is sighted. TLO will send units after it. Maybe not necessary to send a lot after it, but
he sends a fair amount, I guess.
Marines will unload, and we do see 2 overlords lifting up to drop into the main. Now, we didn't see these overlords dropping before, but this time they will. I think I'm going to drop straight on in here, going to target down this factory. No real way to save that. SCV's on position, neither of the units. And the factory will just drop just like that, and now you can target down some reactors. Some pickups that are almost definitely kind of bits and pieces that will want to be replaced. He's actually going to be able to lift up most of those hydras. Actually, there's 3 of them behind. A little bit of a miss micro there, just didn't go close enough for long enough to pick them up. Lurker's going to push forwards now. I'm not sure about this. The Lurker's just going to get scanned and take a lot of damage. Lings moving forwards to try and help out. Marine's going to try and drop on top of them. Now Lings running in from the south side, from the center of the map and on towards these siege tanks. They're going to kill a lot of these. So a Lurker or 2 alive. Not many though. Not as many as you might usually expect. Again, Hydras are still pushing forwards, and you get medevac taken down already there. Another Marine or 2 might go down as well in the next few seconds. The CC goes down. If nothing else, that's probably already enough damage, and TLO will end up taking. Pretty bit of fun between these 2 players. I don't think they really have any bad blood between them or anything that I'm aware of, at least. As we set up into game number 2 to the top left-hand side, the Blue Zerg. From Team Liquid, it's TLO. From right, our Red Terran. From Home Team, it is Dayshi. Meanwhile, Mana and Namshar playing the first game of their series. It's 155 to 152 supply, 13 minutes in. A matchup which is still in the first stage of the group. No winners match there or anything just yet. But yeah, the game pretty even. Nothing really to show you guys instantly. A lot of good stats towards keeping Mana very safe from a lot of the attacks Namshar's trying to launch. It looks as though it could be one of those games that definitely goes to the later stages if Mana is able to survive the initial wave of Brood Lords or so. We'll keep you guys up to date with that series when we can, bring you guys updates and maybe even get some picture-in-picture rolling on it if something intriguing does start to happen. We're just going to be seeing the Reaper nibbling away at one of those circles. It's going to go for a drone kill as well. Does get it. No perfect placement there by TLO. We'll see this drone also going to go down. 2 kills on the Reaper. They'll be pretty happy with that. Both of them drones even better. Wing speed starting to come up here right now from TLO. Extract on the way down. This was cancelled. Queen comes over, just going to nibble away at that Reaper just slightly here, as we're going to be seeing the drone doing a little bit more damage once again. We've seen the Zerglings also going to be just here and there, seeing what they can do. Very standard early game, as you see the Raven on the way out. Starting to see some choice from Dayshi as to how this game's going to go. Get some ideas as to what his game plan might be here, moving forwards. So Linger speed coming on up. You see that Raven on the way out again, obviously allows him to throw down some mortar turrets. You can clean out creep rivet quite nicely later in the game, rather than having to drop scans. Just bring your Raven with the Marines. Obviously that detection consistently is pretty awesome. As you just see, the third hatch going to be coming up here in a moment or two. Baneliness is on the way out from TLO as well, so that's going to be finishing shortly. As you see those Zerglings, again, going to be blasted by the Reaper away. So the Reaper will just survive to keep an eye on the third base, especially just wants to see the drone count there. How many workers are there going to be? Is he going to be committing into those workers in third base saturation, or is there going to be some kind of wall-in potentially coming? So the sort of things you can figure out with that. Just as we have a couple of moments here, which is a bit slow, we see some Lings moving to the side, but the picture-in-picture will show you guys the Mana Namshar matchup, where we have a couple of Tempests trying to fight their way through Brood Lords. There isn't actually any kind of anti-air to kill these Tempests right now. The problem is that Mana is on a bit of a timer, just in the sense that if he doesn't go, get rid of these Brood Lords soon, he is going to be running out of bases and so on. But it looks though he's starting to push them away. More Tempests have just been popping, so it's actually getting a bit easier for him. And it looks as though Mana is indeed going to be able to push this back, and so that game will continue for now. Even if Lings and Banes are looking to do a lot of damage, we're going to leave this game with a big set of Baneling connections. And we'll go back to what is about to be maybe a big set of Baneling connections here in the TLO Dayshi game. As we see the setup right now, a lot of Banes, a lot of Lings going to push on forwards. And well, just as the Hellions move away. It's actually a pretty good setup here for Dayshi, who has a lot of Hellions going into Hellbats as well. It's sort of the perfect setup to deal with this sort of this sort of bust, I suppose. TLO now sees just how many Hellions there are, and it's probably obviously feeling very fortunate that he struck when those units moved out. I think he's actually getting a bit of a surround. Baneling gets a good connection too. Those Hellions are dropping way faster than they ever should. And TLO is actually going to have a couple of Lings from the top side. He's actually going to clean out every single one of these Hellions. Dayshi loses so much here, and obviously every worker on the natural has been taken down too. TLO is already beginning to drone up behind this, beginning to transition. A few seconds left, and just going to look for the correct place to continue on. He's going to get that Reaper kill now, for example. Problem is, like, the Viking can land, but other than that, there's not much else here to really help. TLO will go for the push forwards. He's going to get that Baneling. I don't know what he's really going to do with the Baneling or anything. Just cheat. Well, actually, he's still got more Lings coming through as well, so he's actually going to get another Hellion. Or turret gets popped down again. He'll get another SCV towards the mineral line, maybe two. There's actually someone low health. There's a Hellbat. Maybe that will be the savior of Dayshi's base, but man, what a messy experience. Dayshi losing a heck of a lot, all because his Hellions just moved out and TLO is waiting to hit the perfect time. Crazy, crazy stuff. As the game calms down and settles for a second, I'm just going to bring up this Mana Namshar game slightly once again, because we do see the kind of follow-up push here from Namshar coming through to try and end this. Mana lost a heck of a lot of economy, but he's actually starting to win in the larger fights. And so the army supplies are pretty even, but Mana, I think, has a better army on the map right now, but has way less workers, so he has to do something soon, or he's going to be in trouble. But it is an interesting situation, and as game number 1 of their series still just underway. No player in particular has taken a lead just yet. Single Marine fighting this Overlord. Will just go down, and again, some Hellions and Ravens moving across. You can see it's going to be mech here this time around from Dayshi. TLO, we'll see what he tries to do against the mech. 20-ish workers ahead, obviously that early attack gave him quite the lead. Resources lost will show you. It's about even, but obviously TLO started to mine from because of that, mine more from that attack. So generally TLO pretty decent right now. We're going to see some Hellbats coming in, but there is Banelings here, and they're going to look for the connections they need. Close this down, shut it down. Actually get a nice splash here. As auditors will come down to back this up as well, and obviously at that point this is where TLO just kind of backs away a bit further. He actually kills both Ravens with the Queen's Spore-Crawler. The blue flame kicks in. Oh, okay, a few more Zerglings might go down. That'll be about it. Everything's dead. And again, it's just going to be TLO, who still holds on nicely, defends that counter. He's saving up money in the meantime to go in towards the Spire, and hence the Mutalisks. Obviously, he's waiting to get that finished up so he can make a bunch of Mutas at once. He gets across here right now. Obviously, Dayshi's had a game where it hasn't been too pretty for him. He hasn't been a great start. He's not thinking, Dayshi, about building forwards. He's not thinking about turrets. He's thinking about how he can maybe just about get back into this. And obviously, that's very difficult to do from this sort of position. Hellions coming on over. So the Queen's actually getting rid of the Viking already. He's got one with rid of one Queen. And he's surrounding again though, and again trying to buy time, give the Queen some time to work with at the moment. And he's just going to be seen there. Last couple of Hellions getting cleaned up now. One drone left. Oh, one Hellion left, and he goes to go down to drones. Mutas popping. I don't think he actually saw the Mutas popping out. I feel as though if he did, he'd definitely be kind of committing to something to help out, even if it was just trying to start building an engineering bay. Feels like one of those games that Dayshi might just be on the wrong end of at the moment. Going to turn around, actually a Banshee gets found here. The cloak does come into play. So now the Mutas are known about. And as we continue on, we're going to watch these Mutas move forwards and see how this goes. He's going to come on in, chase down another Raven, which is always really nice. He gets into this mineral line as well. So looking pretty good there as we continue on through. SCV is just cleaning out pretty much everything. Muta's just cleaning out pretty much every SCV. Drones are going down across the map as well as some Hellbats run on through. Some Swarmers have just come into play. They're going to start dropping down to try and fight the Hellions, but Logos don't actually do that well against Hellbats. And again, eventually it will be enough. 50 workers killed though to the 22. Problem is that these Mutas are still flying around. 2-4s on the way, but they're not ready yet. And so you might just be able to kill this turret that's building in the mineral line. Obviously looking pretty good there. There's the 4th popping out. He's just going to go for a few more SCVs, it seems. Nice splitting to maximize his damage output to make the most of this. minimize basically the damage he takes from the fours. You're going to see Mutants getting blown up by Widow Mines. All these Mutants are going to go down. TLO getting a little bit messy and scrappy, but now Lings are going to arrive in the mineral line on the natural. There's Locusts here. This 4 is not repaired. I mean, there's barely any SCVs to repair it. And there is another set of Locusts pushing forward. He's going to jump onto the 4. And again, it's just going to be TLO in complete control of game number 2. The orbital will not go down right away here, but it will get very low. In fact, I'm not sure if it can actually be saved in time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The SCV, the mule, repairs at the perfect moment. Meanwhile, Banshee working its way through those swarm hosts. So Banshee working its way through the swarm hosts. 2 orbitals on fire here at the front. Dayshi not going to type out just yet. TLO going to push forwards with lanes and hosts. Some Banes walking in as well. Obviously, as Locusts come back off cooldown, more damage will be done here potentially. The CC still burning down. There's no mule on it anymore. So that's going to be dead in a second if he's not careful. And there it is. 1 CC burns down. And there's the Locust coming up again. Widow Mines. Actually blowing up a couple of Swallows there, but the Locusts are going to do so much more, man. GG says Dayshi, and TLO takes game number 2. He will win this series 2-0.